How's it going, folks? This is Wayne R back with another lesson. I'm going to show you a little quick sort of technique lesson today. It's called the thumb trick. A lot of you might already know about this, and it's just a way of muting out the low E string and giving a bit more force into strumming those A chords, C chords, F chords, particularly if you're using the F major 7 with the C bass in. I use this a lot when I play. A lot of people say, it looks like you're strumming all of the strings all the time. I'm actually not. I'm actually just sort of, muting low sort of E strings. So I'll talk about that in the lesson in a moment, show you how effective you can be. It really adds that clarity into your chords. So as I said, we'll talk about that in a moment. Now, thanks everyone for your continued support. Thanks everyone who's subscribed and continues to do so. Now, if you are subscribed and you haven't done already, further way you could help me out and yourselves out is by hitting that little notification bell that's just under the video there, so you can keep up to date with all the videos that are put out. The Patreon thing, a lot of you will probably be familiar with that now, but if you've never come across me before and you want to go and check that out, the usual thing I do is song lessons. So what I generally do is put all the chords, lyrics and strumming patterns up on my Patreon page. There's also exclusive videos that are on YouTube. There's a lot of videos there from the archive, and there's also stuff to coincide with some of the technique lessons I've done as well. So go and check that out. I'll put a link in the description, a link in the comments. Just click on the link, sign up for as little as a couple of quid a month or however much you want to pledge. If you want to support me in a different way, I've got a new feature which is a super thanks link that's just under the video there. You can click on that, make a small donation. And if you want to, please go over and give me a like on social media. So I'm Wayne R Guitar on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and now also TikTok, as they always say. I'm trying to get down with the kids. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling. Without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, so when we learn to play a lot of our standard open chords, we have to sort of follow what strings we play, particularly on the A chords. We wouldn't play the low E string, we just play from the A string downwards, because obviously the open A string is obviously the root note. Even on the C chord, we play with that, that C note, 3rd fret, and the A string. We'd still play the bottom 5. You could do it on a B7. We play that bottom 5, or even that F chord that I use in a lot of my videos, that F major 7 with the C bass in. We still play that from the 5th string down from that A string, okay? So when we're first getting into strumming, it's very hard not to catch that low E string as well, you know what I mean? So if you're playing an A chord and you do have that, obviously the low E string in, the chord sort of works, but we're not getting that clarity. So obviously that root note is coming from the E string rather than the A string. So if you hear the difference with the E string, obviously from the A string downwards. Okay, so a good technique if you can't help catching that low E string, and what it does help you do is hit the strings a little bit harder and give it that light and shade, that quiet and loudness thing. So I use this technique a lot, and all it is muting the low E string with your thumb. So all you do is lightly press the string. We don't press down on the string, we just very, very lightly just catch that string, and you can mute that string out, and then we can play all of the strings then. So we're getting that clarity of the chord, but obviously we're not getting that low E string come through. Don't press it down too hard, because what will happen then, you'll actually play the note and it becomes what we call a slash chord then, obviously with a different sort of root note. So like I say, you're just lightly pressing that string down, and what you can find is you can really hear there, that low E string's muted. We're getting the clarity of the chord, obviously all them strings, all those other strings are ringing through, and it really helps you out with your strumming as well. I think when you're concentrating as a beginner on those strumming patterns, and it sort of takes away from your strumming, and you'll find you're hitting that E string all the time. So just a useful technique to really help you get that clarity in your chords. Obviously, I use this a lot, obviously particularly on the A, the C, the F chord, a B7, any chords that you just play from the A string root. Obviously it works really well. So just something to try out, and it will obviously help you with your strumming, and it help you to get that quiet and loudness thing as well. So but make sure, also very easy to do, we're just lightly touching that that low E string with the thumb, so we're getting that E string out, and there we go. Okay, so thanks very much for watching it, everybody. Dug that. I know it's a bit of an obvious tip, some of you probably already know about that. But it is a really useful tip if you don't know about it. You know, a lot of guitar players use this. Not all the time. It just, like I say, if you want to add a little bit more into your strumming, that loudness thing, I think this really helps. So try it out, see what you think, and hope you find that useful. So thanks very much for watching. Please check out all those things I said at the start of the video. Thanks to everyone who's subscribed. Check out the Patreon page. But a really effective way of helping me out, if you haven't done already, if you like, what I do, please like and share my videos. Tell your friends, tell your work colleagues, anyone, plays guitar, please point them in my direction. I'd really appreciate that. So that just leaves me to say, whatever time of day it is you're watching, maybe morning, day, night, thank you very much, and I'll catch you all for lesson very soon. Take care.